Good morning from the corner of Epworth and Lincoln. I'm Pastor Danny. You're probably wondering, what in the world is he doing? Well, I'm stirring something. No, actually, I'm stirring nothing. But it's going to be a prop we'll talk about here in just a little bit. Sitting here in the narthex on Friday morning and thinking and reflecting on two things happened yesterday. I had a great conversation with some folks at the Binding Thread, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about them tomorrow to let you know what's happening with those folks during the COVID restrictions. And I was thinking about how the orphanages over there have a really tough go, and some of the blessings that Binding Thread's doing. So that's coming tomorrow. But also, I also had a breakfast with one of the guys from the Point Man Ministries, and talking with him, and we were kind of sharing stories. And sometimes, it turns out the conversation flows into, well, it could be worse, right? Well, it could be worse. So as I was reflecting on that, one of the stories that came about, I thought it really would be impactful for Thanksgiving to understand and to fully kind of wrap our heads around things that we probably can't imagine, and to do it from the perspective of thankfulness, that it could be worse. So we're going into this Thanksgiving season, and folks are worried because I can't meet with my family. I can't, large groups and all this are starting to bring the restrictions back. Oh my goodness. Okay, here's a perspective on that going into Thanksgiving, and it's going to be a little bit, gross, but understand that it's a reality that folks in the service have to deal with, and so it's a good perspective for us to keep. So. When you're in the Marines, Army, certain Air Force guys, you're out in the desert, you're on a training operating base, or you're in the jungle at an operating base, you might as well be COVID restricted, because there's not a lot of places you can go. You don't go off base, you can't go out into town, you can't do any of these things, and so you're restricted to live on your 2 foot by 8 foot cot. And live out of a sea bag of about 1 foot by 4 foot. And so all of your belongings are there, no dressers, none of that stuff. And so it's pretty Spartan living in the first place. And then, life happens, right? Your daily routine still has to continue. And so, you probably didn't think this initially, but a bathroom with running water and all those things. Well, no, porta-johns. And so if you picture a porta-john and having to use a porta-john every day for 18 months, that gets kind of distasteful, right? But it could be worse, right? Because I know for a Marine Corps porta-john is picture an open porta-john that is 4 porta-johns wide with 4 facilities in there, no dividers, made out of plywood with like window screening around the top so that you get at least a little bit of air in there. Whew. Oh my gosh, I know, most of you are like this, and you're right, it is like this, and swatting flies. It's terrible. And I know what you're thinking, it can't be worse than that. Oh, it can be. Yes, it can be, because the thing about it is that, first thing is there's no air fresheners, blue water or whatever that they put down in the porta-johns. And so as a part of this facility, there are these 55-gallon drums that they cut off halfway and turn them upside down. And so they sit, 4 of them. You can do the math on where they sit. And so every second or third day, some young man or young woman gets to go where they're just these big black gloves that come up to your elbows. And so then you have to grab them, slide them out about 15 feet away from the porta-john, and then you get to pour diesel fuel in there and burn and stir. Burn and stir. Whew. Man, it cannot get any worse than that, can it? It could rain, which makes it even harder, makes it take even longer. And so my point in this, just having a little bit of fun with some of the things that I've done personally, and that service member doing every day. Right now, there's someone in Iraq or Afghanistan that's having to do this. There's somebody in some remote place in the world that's having to do that. And so as we go into Thanksgiving, let's think about the things that we have thanks for. Let's think about and give thanks for the things that we can do, and not dwell too much on the things that we cannot do or that we've been restricted for a short period of time from doing. And let's think about the things we don't have to do. Things like that. So today, be blessed, be encouraged, and be thankful. And have a blessed day. Amen.